Hello, today's date is May 17th, 2015. As you can see, Raven is on the hard, mainly just to get new bottom paint and zincs. I'm also going to take advantage of this time to put in a Sonar. And it's been a long time since I've done one of these videos because I have just been so busy doing projects inside the boat. So let's take a look and see what's been done. Black panel here used to be a piece of wood that's screwed into this console. There were two long obsolete wind instruments here, so instead now there's a Raymarine chart plotter. I'm trying to keep all the original instruments, get these to work, but I'm having problems getting the engine temperature and oil pressure to work. And the wiring back here is a rat's nest, kind of a hot mess. Everything new going in here is NMEA 2000 networked. Look in the comments for a link on my research on this. It is kind of complicated because there's different versions of NMEA 2000. This radio made by Lowrance is the cheapest radio you can buy that will sense AIS. So it will send a signal to this chart plotter where I can see other ships, so I can avoid cargo ships. It's nice to have. It does not transmit. That's a lot more expensive. That's an upgrade for down the road. This is my Simrad autopilot. Previous owner put it in. It's pretty new. Works good. It's staying for now. This is a depth sounder that does not work. I'm going to get rid of that and put in a Raymarine i70, which is really like a small multifunction display. You can tell it to do depth or wind or whatever, and kind of leave the vital statistics there while I'm over here, looking at the maps and radar on here. So I think it's better to have two small screens than one big screen. That way you have a backup if one of them breaks. Install this Dickinson diesel heater. It taps into the main diesel tank on the boat. The reason I chose this one is it puts out about twice as much heat as a wall mount propane heater. One option was a diesel furnace that's kind of hidden away and has ductwork everywhere, but that's very expensive and I thought would be overkill. When I'm at the dock, I can just plug in an electric heater and use this one to supplement when it gets really cold. And most of my serious cruising is done in the summer, so we wouldn't need a lot of heat. This will get turned on in the mornings when it's chilly. So I think it should work out. They have some really cool diesel heaters that go on the floor, like an oven. I really wanted one of those, but it just turned out not to be worth the trouble because all of these floorboards come up, and I would have to modify and do a huge amount of carpentry to get it to work, and it just decided it wasn't worth the trouble to reconfigure these floorboards, and I might lose some access to the bilge. Anyway, really love this thing. It cranks out some nice heat. And this is an add-on. This fan will get hot and start blowing the air back into the boat. This is my favorite upgrade. There was a kind of small refrigerator that took up half the space in the galley, and the hole here is just barely big enough to fit this refrigerator. The freezer's on the bottom. It's an isotherm. Give you a look inside. So really holds almost as much as a home refrigerator, and it works off of AC or DC power. makes it a lot nicer to be on the boat. And having a boat with a real stand-up refrigerator is a nice luxury if you've ever had to deal with the refrigerators that are just basically a hole in the counter. You have to do. I've spent most of my time in the past couple of months dealing with some frustrating engine issues. I've done 2 shakedown cruises. The first one, engine ran great and had a great time sailing. I'll show some clips of that. After that, I thought, I better be responsible and maintain my engine and change all the fuel filters and everything and change the oil. And after I did that, somehow air got into the diesel system, so the engine kept conking out. So the second time we went sailing, it was a little scary because we're leaving the marina and the engine died, so we had to do a emergency docking at an empty dock, but it turned out okay. I finally ended up hiring a mechanic, and he found that the secondary fuel filter had an extra gasket in it that I didn't see, so it wouldn't seal properly, and there was a stripped screw for the bleed screw, so he re-tapped that, and it seems to be working great. Also, this boat was a little bit neglected. The raw water pump that helps cool the engine was leaking like crazy and rusting the engine, so I cleaned all that up and replaced that pump, and I'll show you that. It's a Ford Lehman 80 horsepower. It runs great, but maintenance is challenging. The raw water pump is here, and the impeller is accessed in the front. So basically you have to take everything out and take this bracket off, and it's kind of a pain to even check the impeller. I replaced the entire raw water system, put in a new raw water strainer, new pipes. I have this long clear plastic pipe because when I turn the engine on, I like to be able to see that there's water going through it. It's a good way to troubleshoot. This is the raw water pump right here, and it used to have a tiny little black hose into here, and it was a very awkward little piece of hose that was hard to take on and off. So I thought it was better just to have a loop like this. And this is the heat exchange. My boat does not currently have a functioning depth sounder, which is very nerve-wracking. Since we're on the hard, I'm going to install this Aramar smart sensor. It's designed to work with Raymarine. It even has Raymarine cable that goes right into the NMEA 2000 system. It does everything. It's a sonar, and it has a paddle wheel that will do your speed through the water. I have to install this flange fitting. It has a flapper valve, so when you're in the water you can pull this out. They even say you should pull it out if you're going to be in salt water more than a week. We'll see how that goes, and you can put this plug in. This is a little odd. This is the through-hull location I'm going to use, and right now it serves as just a paddle wheel sensor, and that's it. But it looks like it was replaced. They replaced this other one, which presumably didn't work, and they just left it here. So, got some housekeeping to do to pull both these guys out. Well, nothing can ever be simple. The hole that I need to use is a little bit smaller than the through hole, like 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. So I have to decide, do I grind this out and make it a little bigger? Do I try to find a sonar that will fit in there? Turned out to actually be a piece of cake to make this hole bigger. Just needed a little bit of grinding with a Dremel, and fits right in. I'm trying to figure out how to clean the barnacles off the propeller, and so I got this multi-tool to see how it works.
Bye.